UFC Charlotte, North Carolina, aka UFC Fight Night. 2 heavyweights, Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Jailton Almeida, who's a rising guy. But Rozenstruik is good too. So let's get into it. It's going to be a tough prediction. In the heavyweight division at UFC Fight Night, aka UFC Charlotte, it's your main event. Jairzinho Rozenstruik takes on Jailton Almeida. Rozenstruik, a heavy underdog, comes in at 13-4. Almeida, the Brazilian, 18-2. He's 1 inch taller, is 6'3". He's also 4 years younger than Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He's got a 1 inch reach advantage, 79-78, no big deal. Both guys fight right-handed. Almeida, more active. Probably why he's the favorite. 4.2 significant strikes per minute to 3 for Rozenstruik over 5 rounds. That's like a 25 significant strike difference. He also lands a lot of takedowns, like 2 per round. So he clearly wants to go in for those takedowns. But Rozenstruik, 75% takedown defense. And as we get into these guys' previous fights, they beat fighters who they're supposed to, and they lose to big-time fighters. Rozenstruik lost to Volkov, Curtis Blades, Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou. So, big-time fighters. He beats who he's supposed to beat, though. Almeida, on the other hand, in the UFC so far, undefeated at 5-0. He's got a couple losses against good fighters outside of the UFC. But since entering the UFC, and especially in the heavyweight division, looking good at 5-0 with a KO in his last fight over Shamil Abdurakhimov. He also beat Anton Turkal by submission, Parker Porter submission, Danilo Marquez KO, and a submission over Nasruddinov. So a submission there. So 5-0, all finishes. And this is a tough fight to predict because you got the KO power at any time by Rozenstruik. He seems to be getting better as time goes on. Right after that Ngannou loss, I thought he'd be in trouble. 22-second loss back in the day, a few years back, has been good since then. But Jailton Almeida has taken the UFC by storm. 5-0, 5 finishes, and that's why I think he's going to win this fight. I see him continue to move up. Now, he's given up 30 pounds to Rozenstruik. That could always be a problem. But he's used to that in every fight. The guy's fast, active, can land takedowns. He's going to be a problem for Rozenstruik unless Rozenstruik catches him. I don't think he will. Almeida wins his fight, likely by KO or submission, one of the two. It should be a finish. He'll move to 19-2. And the sky's the limit for this guy here in the heavyweight division at UFC Fight Night. It'll be interesting as Almeida comes up. You got the speed against strength. And the strength only is more and more as you go up the division. I mean, the strength just gets better. You're talking Cyril Gane, you're talking John Jones, you're talking Sergey Pavlovich. And how will that stack up, the speed versus the power? But this is going to be the first test, and it just gets tougher after this. So we'll see what Jailton Almeida can do, because if he wins this, he's getting a big-time fight next against a Pavlovich or someone or maybe even a Cyril Gane. That could happen too. And that might be a fight that Cyril Gane wants to take. So interesting opportunity here for Jailton Almeida. We'd like him to win, but it's not going to be easy. Make no mistake about it.
He's gonna fight, wait. He's gonna fight, wait. Hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fight of call, UFC at its height. Yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might. Saying, step up, wanna fight? Hold up, think twice. Gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon. Walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass stranded. Wake up, hey, where you at? Hey, got hit in the head with a baseball bat.